chance to talk to Dan Orlovsky here on the John Kincaid Show. Dan, by the way, just give you a heads up, it's Valentine's Day in 10 days, just in case you haven't thought about it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm taking my wife and my family to Disney. So
there you go.
Okay.
Who's better than me?
You're doing a good job there. Dan, everybody in town today talking about what Adam Schefter dropped on us yesterday, that the reason that Carson Wentz isn't talking, and we've talked about it with you, is because he still wants out. And that's what he wants. Can I ask you about going back? Let's say it came time for off-season workouts and things like that. Yeah. How would you deal with a teammate, or would you deal with a teammate who obviously doesn't want to be your teammate?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is not all teammates are created equal. They're not on the same levels. The second thing is, what's my relationship with that teammate? You know, I mean, I'll put myself in the role of what I was mostly, a backup quarterback, right? Like if I went back and we were in off-season workouts and Matthew Stafford, say, was in Detroit and he's like, I want out. You know, I got to get out. You know, and I have that friendship with him that understands why he wants to get out. You know, I'm full support. You know, I think that the understanding of what that player needs for him and his family is most important. But then you're going to have guys on the surface level. I wasn't as close with a defensive lineman that I was with Matthew. And so if that defensive lineman wanted out, I'm going to be honest with you guys. At some point, I'd be like, then leave, dude. Like, get out. Like, we don't have time for you anymore. And so, it is very much the whole thought process of, like, we only want the people here that want to be here. We only want the people here that, want to be a part of this football team and want to be a part of what we're going to do moving forward. And so it's all about, who that teammate is, what's the relationship, why they want to leave. And that's a paramount thing for looking at it kind of in two different areas.
Dan, how much does the Matthew Stafford trade, since you know him so well, shift the powers of the NFC? Is it the Rams are favorites now, or is it Tom Brady remains the favorite until he stops playing?
No, the Rams are right there with Tampa and Green Bay. They're right there. It becomes really a three-team at the top race because, Tampa's got some questions of what they're going to do moving forward. Is Gronk going to come back? They got to sign Chris Godwin back. Those two defensive ends are going to want to get paid. So, there's some questions about what they're going to do with their team and who's going to be a part of it. The same with Green Bay, Aaron Jones and Tunyon and Lazard. And there's some pieces that are kind of they need to figure out what they're going to do. And then if you look at the Rams, they don't really have a huge free agent. Leonard Floyd, but outside of that, here's my point about the Rams with Matthew Stafford. They were 5 plays away, so to speak, for getting to the NFC title game. You mean to tell me that Matthew Stafford's not worth 5 plays, guys? And because everyone's like, oh, my gosh, it's not that big of an upgrade. This is an enormous upgrade, enormous. He's had a top 10 defense once in his career. The Rams are a top 5. He's had a top 10 defense once in his career. He went 11-5 that season. In that season, they averaged 88 yards rushing a game. The Rams were $136 last year. So we're going to see him in an environment we've never seen him before. And so, yeah, I absolutely think that they are right at the top with Tampa and Green Bay in the NFC.
Dan Orlovsky joining us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Bounce forward. Dan, the word coming out yesterday, Andy Reid letting it be known, the Philadelphia Eagles did not request an interview with Eric Bienemy, yet the Eagles, it was known here in town that the Eagles had offered an interview and that Eric Bienemy had turned them down. What does it say to you if an organization lied about interviewing a minority candidate?
Yeah, it's shady. It's first of all, it's shady business. And sometimes I don't like this when it comes to the NFL and the people who, talk about the NFL, and maybe I'm kind of different in my thought process of it. It was like, why do we always have to lie about stuff? And why do we always have to be so coy about stuff and try to play the mind games? No, we didn't request an interview with them. That's whether I agree with it or not, whether I think it's right or wrong, that's your decision. That's you own the team. You run the team. And so it doesn't have to always be front office people or coaches kind of playing these games, so to speak. Like, we can be honest and still be really, really, really good at our jobs. And so I don't like the fact that there was that lying, or reportedly that there was that lying. And I don't like the fact that there wasn't an interview. Some people might disagree with me with that, but at some point, we have to look at Eric Bienemy away from Andy Reid and look at the success that he's been a part of and go, okay, I want to talk to him to see if he can replicate that success. Maybe I talk to him and go, heck no way. He's just riding coattails. But maybe I talk to him and go, he's a way bigger part of that success, both schematically and developmentally, than I thought.
Dan, it was just 3 short years ago that the Eagles raised the Lombardi Trophy, and now we are where we are with this organization. Does it surprise you how quickly this organization, and particularly the Carson Wentz situation, has fallen?
Nothing surprises me in the NFL. Am I taken aback by how quickly they fell and how far? Yes. But it's just like any aspect in life. Like once there's a little crack that you don't pay attention to and you ignore it, you don't think it's that big a deal, that crack just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then there's another one and another one. And you can constantly overlook the little things. And we all know the little things become the big things. And I think some of the little things were, the communication, the schematic development, the player development, the draft process. Were they bringing in enough talent? How everything was run top to bottom. Like, I think all those little things got kind of overlooked by everybody, and that's how you can fall so quickly. And then the reality is this: 3 years in the NFL is an eternity. Like we all say it. The NFL is a week-to-week league. So 3 years is a long time in the NFL world. It just doesn't feel long to us on the outside.
What is happening Super Bowl Sunday? How do you see this thing going down?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win. I think the reality is this will have to be Patrick's best game ever. He's playing against a top 5 defense that plays with a top 5 offense and 5 backup offensive linemen. You're not supposed to win that game. Like, you're supposed to win 0 of those. So, and I just think he's that special of a player. I think Tampa's going to try to double Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce as much as they can. And then 2 things will open up for Kansas City's offense. Could I see Clyde Edwards-Helaire having a huge game because of the run-pass option that they run? Yes. I could also see Mecole Hardman being a really big difference maker. And so I think that because of Patrick's ability to kind of throw from so many different situations and in chaos, that'll be huge. I also think Kansas City's defense is way better than people give it credit for. They're way better than people give it the necessary respect or the due respect. So hopefully great game, but I think Kansas City walks away and goes back-to-back.
Dan, one more from me. Yesterday, Adam Schefter was with us and speculated that the Eagles would move Carson Wentz if they got what they deemed as fair value in return. He guessed, and it's only a guess, that it would be a minimum of a first-round pick that they would deem fair. Do you think there's teams that are willing to give up a first-round pick for Carson Wentz?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've got 2 thoughts on it. I do think I've actually had a coach call me in the last 10 days and spent 20 minutes on the phone talking about Wentz and just my opinion, so to speak, or my perspective on it and whatnot. And then I think there's 2 teams that probably are in the best situation to go get Wentz, both because of background, but also because of the reality of their situation. Indy and Chicago. Both of those teams are in many ways win right now. Maybe not Super Bowl win, but like be really good right now. And they're both left without, answers. And they both need a guy that can go and play high level football today. We can all say, like, go draft a quarterback, but those teams aren't constructed necessarily to go have a rookie come in and play right away right now. And so I think those are the 2 teams that I would sit there and go, because of them having a pass with them and a first-round pick and a win now, would be the ones that I would look at the most. Okay,
Dan, since you're going to Disney, you strike me as bring your own snacks guy into the park. Am I correct?
I have 4 kids. I have 9-year-old triplets. And I'm a psychopath when it comes to preparation. We pack a suitcase. My wife packs a suitcase of snacks that we bring down.
So you honestly, like, I can see you. All right, kids, sit down. We're right out here on Cinderella's Castle. Okay, everybody sit. Here's your whole grain bar. Are you letting the kids have good Disney style snacks, or are you feeding them the wholesome, nutritious stuff they get at home?
Yeah, so I'm a pretty like strict lifestyle person myself. My wife mocks me for it. But she also says her favorite version of me is when we go on vacation because I'm kind of just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, good.
So we definitely let them have some good snack and kind of allow their taste buds to enjoy the Magic Kingdom as much as the eyes do.
That is awesome. All right, Dan. Thank you very much for your time, buddy. Love you.
Have fun.
Safe.
See you, man. Dan Orlovsky.